Is Zack Fair still alive? Spoiler alert, I have no idea, but I wanted to make this video to talk about it. There may be spoilers ahead, so please be aware. Let's get on. So as most of you, if not all of you, know, if you've played the original Final Fantasy VII or Crisis Core of course, or if you're just familiar with the lore, Zack Fair dies prior to the events of the original game. His life and death are referenced in many of the games as well as in other media, such as Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. In Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, there are a few references to him in the game, and they're mainly through the character of Aerith. Zack was a first-class Shinra soldier, and since Cloud is or claims to be an ex-soldier, Aerith is curious if Cloud knew who Zack was. She tries to ask Cloud about Zack in this scene, but she doesn't mention his name yet.
Did you have any soldier friends? Any war buddies?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
In this scene, it's sort of unclear, but she does seem to mention his name, although Cloud's mind isn't quite ready to hear his name yet, so he just hears static.
So, Cloud, you were a soldier first class, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
Really? What's weird about it?
Nothing. Just that you were the same rank.
Huh? As who?
The first guy I ever loved.
What's his name? I probably know him.
So in this reality or timeline or however you want to phrase it, Zack is dead. Or at least we can presume that he's dead if Remake Part 1 follows the story of the original game. But it doesn't follow the original game exactly, does it? I've made a few videos recently comparing Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 with the original game, and they've been making some changes. Some are small, subtle, inconsequential, but others are significant. There's that one scene of Cloud's promise to Tifa, which the timing and placement of was changed. There's the appearance of Sephiroth, which is vastly different between the original game and Remake Part 1. But then there's Zack. So there's that one scene at the end of Remake Part 1, where the game is wrapping up and everyone is agreeing that they are going to work together to stop Sephiroth from destroying the planet. Then all of a sudden, out from the fog, Zack comes walking through, complete with the Buster Sword on his back, dragging Cloud along, and walks right past, in between both Cloud and Aerith. But neither Cloud nor Aerith are aware of their presence. Not to mention there are two Clouds in this scene, and two Buster Swords, which makes it all the weirder. I never thought Zack was still alive after watching that scene. Never once. The scene slows down and the developers make it a point to show Zack carrying Cloud, but it also focuses on both Cloud and Aerith, almost as if to show that Zack, or the memory of Zack, is the link, the connection between Cloud and Aerith. Aerith and Zack obviously had a very strong connection, as they had a relationship together prior to Zack's death, and Cloud and Zack also had a strong connection, as they had become good friends, and after succumbing to severe Mako poisoning, Cloud absorbs Zack's memories, and Cloud also inherits the Buster Sword. So upon Aerith meeting Cloud, it's almost as if Aerith is meeting Zack again for the second time. It gives a completely different meaning to this scene.
Lovers used to give these when they were reunited.
I don't see how Zack could be perceived as being still alive after watching that scene. Neither present-day Cloud nor Aerith can see Zack. Neither of them acknowledge his presence in any way, so in my mind, I always viewed that scene as a memory, or the developers were somehow showing the strong connection between Cloud and Aerith. But then there's this scene, where Zack survives the onslaught of soldiers, and this bag floats by in the wind with a picture of Stamp. But this picture of Stamp is vastly different than the other Stamp that we've seen throughout the game. I didn't catch this upon first viewing, and I didn't know what to make of it at first. And honestly, I still don't. Maybe there's a different timeline or a different reality where Zack survives and lives. That doesn't exactly make a whole lot of sense. But neither did Kingdom Hearts. But Final Fantasy VII is not Kingdom Hearts. I think that's what a lot of people were angry about when dealing with the Whispers and Fate and Destiny. They didn't want Final Fantasy VII Remake Remake to become Kingdom Hearts. I wouldn't say I'm angry about that, but I also can't disagree with those people. I also don't want this game to become Kingdom Hearts. I don't know how to make sense of this other stamp bag other than perhaps there exists some other reality where Zack could potentially live. But I will say this. I made a previous video on Final Fantasy VII and the power of death. Practically Cloud's whole existence hinges on the fact that Zack Fair lived, fought, and died. In Crisis Core, some of Zack's final words were that Cloud will be his living legacy. Cloud will live on to fight because Zack can fight no longer. So even though this game might be potentially more complex and complicated, in the simplest terms, in my opinion, no, I don't think that Zack Fair is still alive. But what do you think? Do you think Zack Fair is still alive? What are your thoughts on the two completely different stamp bags? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. For other videos from Odd Drummer Gaming, click or tap the screen. Stay odd and keep on playing.